My name is Robert Cheswick Lucas. I'm 70 years old, and I bought this property in '89. I was driving over the highway I had a place in Laguna Niguel. I was a superintendent, and I didn't even know any of this land was for sale. I thought it was government land. I do a rescue for cats, dogs, anything that really needs to be rescued. I've got a couple water buffaloes over there that are sweet as can be, and they can live out their life here, or I can find a home for them. So what we have here is Waylon and Willie. This one's Waylon, and how he got his name there is because he'll wail. When he wants food, he just screams. When he sees me, he just screams, but he's just a love. Now I could have sold them for a lot of money, both of them. I had an Asian man that wanted to buy them, and I thought he wanted them for a pet, but not so much. He wanted to eat them, and I don't want these guys to be eaten. They're super sweet. They're both colts. Well, this one's an older one, but you can get on them. They're just gentle animals. And this is Willie. He's real nice.
He's usually, bringing hay in, feeding. He rescues horses and other animals as well, gets them nice and healthy, and finds good homes for them. There's always something to do on the ranch, either building a stable or cleaning up after the animals, moving things around. So he's very busy. He has other jobs as well, so he's never in one place for more than 5 minutes. To get a whole conversation with him is a miracle, because he's just doing things all the time.
And I just got back from Oklahoma, taking 4 horses to a guy, 4 horses and 2 goats that he had purchased from me, and just the nicest man in the world. And he moved out of California, went to Oklahoma, but the price to ship the horses and all of his furniture and stuff was so expensive that he just was in a dire strait. So I helped him out, and I drove 56 hours. And then today, you saw what I did today. I've been working all day, and then as soon as you're gone, I'm going to go to the racetrack. See how he travels. What I have to do is, a lot of the equipment and a lot of the things are become, because of the fire, they have been damaged to the point where it's probably not feasible to sell them. And yesterday a guy called me that his equipment or trailer had broke down, and he called me desperate, can I have this trailer? I didn't want to give it to him if I thought it was damaged. It did burn up one tire, and it burnt up some of the floorboards. So I went ahead and sold it to him, and it was probably a third of what it should have gone for if I wanted to fix it up, but he needed it today, so I said, go ahead and come on up. The rescue doesn't make any money; it loses money every year. The racehorse is the same. If I make $100,000, I'll spend $100,000. I think, some years I'll make $250,000, but then I'll spend $200,000, because I put it, whatever I make, I just put it back into the either the rescue or the business.
Robert, he has a very loving heart. He's always willing to help anyone, no matter what type of situation they're in, what type of person they are, because he has a good heart as to why he just wants to help everyone. So he, has a love for animals and people.
So 2 units came up. The fire's coming over the ridge. It's going to be there in 20 minutes. And I got 2 units sitting there. My brother's a battalion chief, so I know that I'm in good hands. My house is going to live. It's going to stay. And they said, oh, no, that's not going to stay. We only have 500 gallons. We're not going to protect your house. We are not risking our life for your house. It's just property. It's just a house. And I said, no, it is not a house. It's my home. And I didn't evacuate one thing, because I said, I'm either dying with the fire or I'm going to live with the fire.
My boyfriend came down way later. He stayed to help Bob with the fire, and he said the last thing that he saw was Bob going up to the top where the horses were, and the fire just kind of went over the road to where he couldn't come back down and no one could go up.
The fire came up the backside, which never came up that way before, and I did not know. It's a big 8-foot round pin that had what do they call that, belt material on the inside of it, so they could kick and not get hurt. The belt material caught on fire. It was the biggest, 40 feet high of blazing. Now I got all these horses in there, 20 horses, that I had to quickly move out. Some of them had halters, some of them didn't. The gray over there got excited and kicked me in the leg, almost broke my femur. And that was right at the beginning. So we were able to put them all back here. But fighting that portion, I had the fire truck there, and there I thought I might not make it out.
Calling his phone over and over, and he finally answered just out of breath, and I was like, "You're alive?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm alive." I'm like, are you okay? Is the house okay? He's like, "Yeah, it's good for now. I gotta go, I'm fighting the fire though." And he's just out of breath, and I'm like, okay. So that was like good, hearing his voice, and yeah.
I'm a true cowboy, and I don't ever cry, and I don't ever break down, and this was the closest I ever got to it. But I still never really cried. But I was pretty shooken up over the whole thing. But I've never had nightmares, and I've definitely had nightmares over this whole thing. So, just the way it is.
The fact that he, was willing to risk his life to save our home so that we could go back to home, because he knew that a lot of us don't have anywhere else to go. He promised us a home to come back to as we were leaving, and he kept his promise, and we, have somewhere to come back to, which is amazing.